The film begins with a slideshow and commentary by an unseen narrator, firstly describing the habits of witches, and then recounting his own first encounter with witches as a boy. In 1968, a young boy, never named in the film, but called Hero Boy in the captions and movie credits, goes to live with his grandmother in Demopolis, Alabama, after a car accident killed his parents. Gradually, she cheers him up, and buys him a pet mouse. He names her Daisy and begins teaching her to do tricks. One day while shopping with his grandmother, the boy seeks a box of nails to build a house for Daisy. He is approached in the store by a witch trying to lure him with a snake and a caramel, but his grandmother calls him, and the witch disappears. After telling his grandmother about the encounter, the boy learns that witches are in fact real. She says a witch cursed her childhood friend Alice into spending the rest of her life as a chicken. The grandmother says that witches never leave once they find a child, and they make plans to hide in a fancy hotel where her cousin Eston was the executive chef. While there, his grandmother teaches the boy how to tell a witch from an ordinary woman. Real witches have claws instead of fingernails, which they hide by wearing gloves. Are bald, which they hide by wearing wigs that give them rashes. Have square feet with no toes, have mouths that can open nearly to their ears, and have a powerful sense of smell aided by extendable nostrils, which they use to sniff out children. The next day, the boy takes Daisy and a rope to do some training in the hotel's empty conference room undisturbed. During his walk there, he briefly meets a gluttonous but friendly boy named Bruno before Bruno is pulled away by his mother. As he is getting ready to train Daisy, a group of witches led by their all-powerful leader, the Grand High Witch, enters the Grand Hall. The boy hides under the stage and overhears her planning to give the world's children a potion, mixed into confectionery products, that will transform them all into mice. The Grand High Witch waits for Bruno to arrive, to whom she earlier gave a Swiss chocolate bar laced with the potion. After he arrives, he turns into a mouse. The witches all try to stomp on him, but Daisy runs the gauntlet and leads him safely to the vent where she and the boy are now hiding. The Grand High Witch discovers the boy and forcibly transforms him into a mouse with the potion. She catches him by the tail, but before she can kill him, Daisy rescues him, too, by biting the witch on the finger. Daisy reveals that she was once an orphaned girl named Mary before she was turned into a mouse, and the trio make their way to the hotel room where the boy and his grandmother are staying. They tell her about the witch's plan and discover that the Grand High Witch is staying in the hotel room below them. The three mice devise a plan to get a bottle of the potion so that his grandmother can devise a cure to turn them back into children using her folk medicines. The plan to get the potion is successful, but as she is unable to create a cure, they instead decide to put the potion into a broth of pea soup which will be given to the witches during their dinner. All the witches drink the soup except the Grand High Witch, who realizes that she has met the grandmother before, as she had been the witch who turned Alice into a chicken. While the mice steal the Grand High Witch's room key, the witches all begin turning into rats, and chaos ensues. After the grandmother and the mice flee to the Grand High Witch's room, the grandmother starts to collect all the potions to destroy them. The Grand High Witch finds and tries to kill her, but instead the mice intervene, tricking the witch into swallowing her own potion, transforming her into a rat. They trap her in an ice bucket to prevent her from escaping. Before they leave the room, the grandmother takes the Grand High Witch's trunk full of money and releases her cat Hades from its cage. As they close the door, Hades escapes and kills the Grand High Witch. As his parents can no longer accept him, Bruno joins Mary to live with the boy and his grandmother and become a family. Over the following years, the boy, revealed to be the narrator, and his grandmother use the Grand High Witch's money to fund their travels all over the world, advising young children how to eradicate the witches.